All right, y'all, welcome back to Scrapyard. We are on the back nine right now with my buddy Teal, who's a MA2 player. You got a tournament coming up. We're playing at Scrapyard. What's your best score so far on this course?
3 over.
3 over. All right, we are through 9. If y'all haven't watched the front 9, go and check it out. What are we currently?
1 under.
We're 1 under. So we've got 4 strokes to play with, but obviously we want to end up 2 or 3 down if we can.
Right.
So the goal of this video is just to kind of help Teal process decision making on the course, because it isn't all about form and throwing hard or any of that kind of stuff. So much of disc golf is decision making.
Correct.
Have I kind of shown you some things that have opened up your mind a little bit with your game?
Yes, you've been a better caddy than I have for myself.
Okay. So we're gonna keep on playing, y'all. I think y'all can hopefully learn a lot from this, whether you're an MA3 player or open, because this stuff helps me all the time. Let's get into it. Stag first.
You think flat or hyzer with the stag?
Do you ever turn that over?
It will, yes. Little.
If you throw it flat, throw it 70%. If you throw it with hyzer, then that'll give you the ability to let it flip up a little. But yeah, you want to come just to the left of that tree with light on it.
Okay.
And try and land flat. Miss it. Gosh. Going the keystone with that step out up on a hyzer.
Yeah, no letting this.
You're good. And trying to like push towards the trees. Because if you're throwing on hyzer, it's not going to stand up, especially at this
Push
slow
towards
speed.
these trees this way or the back trees?
The back trees.
Back trees, okay.
Like that one pine tree that's to the right of the basket.
Yeah.
Throw at that with hyzer, and if you come in front of that, you're going to be good.
Okay. That's going to
Yeah.
be way too much.
Sit down.
Maybe not. Okay.
Whoop. Nice putt, dude. Let's go. So, I mean, if you here's what I used to do. I used to aim at, let's say, the 3rd tree down there,
Okay.
the one that's like most out, flat with my stag, and it would turn over. So whatever angle you need to have your stag travel 15 feet to the right is like what I think is a good play here. I think this is a tough shot to throw dead straight, because you have this tree over here that comes in. Right behind that tree, you have another 7 feet of gap. And so that's why I think if you aim left, give your shot a little bit of ante or whatever it needs to turn over. It could be your maul.
Okay.
And then it stables up, then that's kind of what you're looking for. At least that's what I do.
What % of power do you think we're aiming for here?
Depends on how much the disc turns over.
Okay.
Because you're looking at 300 feet.
Yeah.
So for a birdie, like that's the thing. If you're not playing this for birdie, then it literally might just be a mid down the
200
middle. Like throw something 200 and then throw a backhand. Sit down. You'll be fine for there. If you need to fall forward, like do that, whatever, you're out, so obviously you can step or
Yeah.
just commit through that gap and you'll be in the circle.
He said high up towards foliage.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, sir.
So dead straight, flat, or anhyzer?
I'd give it some ante and just throw it not as hard. That's what I always do. Like you could aim at the little Y tree on the left with ante just to open the gap up. That's typically what I do.
Okay.
Y'all have a good one.
Take care, bud. Yes, dude. And it's flattening out. Sick.
My inside or outside from here?
Oh, you're outside. You're probably 40 feet. Oh, almost at the ricochet.
Do you think aim at this one big oak tree right here, the dark one, or do you think a little left of it, kind of on, like?
What is your miss typically? Do you typically miss left or right?
Left.
Okay.
Like I think if I throw it hyzer too much, it immediately just wants to tuck in left. I don't think I've ever sent it like on anhyzer and watched it flip though.
Right. I think you can aim at the dark tree, just be aware of this one.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I'm aiming at that dark tree flat, my miss is probably to hit this pine tree. And so if anything, I would aim at the trees in the middle with like a little bit of ante.
Okay.
But that's just me, and and like my natural
Right.
where I miss and everything. But yeah, I mean, if you can throw it, if you can get the disc to go straight down the middle and then stable out, then you'll have a pretty easy chip up. If that's a little bit of ante aimed at that tree in the middle, then there's that. Or yeah, throwing on hyzer at the dark one.
Up. So yeah, turned it over.
Ooh, it's coming back though. Ah. Settle. You're fine.
Okay. Okay.
All right, what do you throw here?
I'm pretty indifferent on what I throw
Do you
here.
birdie this one?
No.
No.
I'm pretty. I don't know what to throw here. I never stick with one disc to throw here.
It's a neutral disc
On hyzer.
on a high hyzer. So like
Fairway, mid.
my cicada here, fairway,
Okay.
I'm throwing it high and I'm just popping it on a hyzer. Come on,
Oh
it's a
wow.
little bit right. Yeah. So I threw that a little bit right. I'm typically aiming at like the tree that splits up into 3 up at the top. You see that one? I'm aiming at that on a hyzer, trying to go past this tree that's in the middle, because with the neutral disc, it'll just push to that tree and then stable out. If you do something too stable,
Crashes
you
out,
run
you
into the problem of hitting one of those trees
So I
in the
think
middle.
Mana is the closest thing I have to your cicada. So do you recommend
What's that servo thing that you have? Is that overstable?
No, it's like a -1, 2.
And is it fairway?
It's a 6-speed. So
Throw that.
yeah.
Sick. That's a little bit short, but that's down there.
A little bit short. Still pushing up right. Trying
Yeah.
to let it dump back in.
Yeah, biggest thing is just making sure you avoid that oak tree, because I've hit that a number of times too.
What tree?
Woo! Yes,
Oh no, I didn't put
Oh, it
enough
didn't
on it. It's
flip.
gonna fade out.
that's okay. That's still easy par from there. Yeah, sick. Right under it. Let's
Oh
go.
yes, sir.
I think stag's a good play. You can throw it on hyzer if you want to, because I don't know how much that.
I'll probably throw it
Turns?
about right here,
Yeah,
because I think it's gonna stand up just to flat.
right at that dark tree that's kind of angled to the right, the skinny one in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah, and then let it just.
Yep.
So.
Nope.
Oh, a little bit left. I mean,
That's fine.
more trees on the left, but
I think you're
if
going.
I hit trees, at least I'm closer on the left.
I think you're going turnover,
Backhand.
backhand to the left side of the basket. So like opening this up, almost aiming at the tree on the left right here
Okay.
with Annie. That was a bad throw, but that type of thing. I also threw that way too hard. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Good stuff. We'll turn over better than
Do
the-
you think about angle on the tee that you approach it? Because that's what gets me some of the times.
Yeah, because I'm throwing, because I think you want to throw this on Annie, don't you?
Well, flat. Probably about flat, like this. It's
Okay.
still going to turn over when I
Yeah.
push it.
So you can either throw it flat, but to me, like this is what we kind of been talking about, opening up the fairway. If you're throwing it flat, it brings all of this
Okay.
kind of more into play. So I'm looking at that tree in the middle,
And then starting on the
and I'm
right side
throwing
of
it
the
on
tee.
a little bit of Annie going this way, knowing that that's going to open up the whole fairway to let
Oh.
it kind of turn in.
Okay.
And so then you're not throwing it flat anymore, because obviously you're aiming 30 feet more to the left.
Right. Right. Okay.
So a little bit of Annie, and since you're aiming more left, if it does turn over, you're not going to hit the trees on the right, because it's opening that up for you. So it
okay.
allows your mistakes to be a little bit more forgiving.
I like that. Okay.
Yes, dude. Oh, it's money. You made it past. You hit one of them,
Yeah,
but
just
you made
kick left.
you made it past. So almost the same shot, and honestly, if you wanted to throw it a little bit harder, you probably could.
So do you think if I'm aiming at the big tree still flat or even anhyzer,
Yep.
like I'm not worrying about these trees on the right, because by the time it turns over, it's into the next
Yep.
opening.
So if that is something that comes into your mind, then you would just shift it to that skinny tree and know that you would just maybe end up a little bit left. Because if you're thinking about these trees on the right, a lot of times you're going to hit them.
Right.
So aim a little bit more left and just open it up even more, and then the forgiveness is going to be on the left side, but you'll be closer to the basket.
Oh, you good?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, stable out. So close, dude. If that had stabled out, yes, sir.
Yes!
Come on, dude. Last hole. What do you typically throw here?
Something that I can keep straight and push into the gap, because I can't, my forehand isn't, I can't push it far
Right.
enough to get up there. So
Yeah.
anything I can keep straight, land in the open area, pitch up, or even maybe have like a long putt
Yeah.
look. But
What happens if you throw the ball flat through this gap?
I think it's going to turn over too much. I think a little bit of hyzer will stand it up and turn over, but I think dead flat, it's going to turn over too much.
What if you aim at one of the dark skinny trees on the left? Let's try that. Try throwing it.
Okay.
So if this was a tournament
Mm-hmm.
and you're 2 down right now, I would say just freaking get a par on this.
Yeah.
Is what we would do. You know, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna throw to just get past the bridge, and then I'm gonna throw something else to get
If
up
I'm
there.
throwing just to get past the bridge and I'm not even worrying about anything else, I'm probably just going to go stag flat, see if it pans out, and then comes and settles in the middle. But throwing like 60 to 70% power.
Right. Now, this hole I think is pretty difficult to bogey unless you hit one of these ones here. So I don't think this is one that would be risky if you were to try and say go for it. So I think that you could either throw the maul flat, kind of aimed at not the trees that are lit up down there, but the one to the left of that,
Yes.
knowing that that'll turn over. Or you could throw the hatchet even at that same tree with a little bit of ante, and it'll probably come to the right side of the oak down there and like stable out to the left of it.
I think you saying the maul, let's try that first.
Okay.
Since I've had it in the bag a little bit longer.
Yep. Visit. Hey, that's fine.
That was the line though I wanted, just more right.
Yeah, now I would just throw the hatchet dead straight at those trees that are lit up down there.
Okay.
Woo! Stabling out. Bad kick, but I mean that's fine. Yes, dude.
But is
Not
that
bad.
enough? I mean, I'm so far out. Is that enough?
So now at this point, it's like, don't try and throw it so hard that you make it that you end up hitting one of the guardian trees. You can give it a run. I would give it a run by aiming above the basket, not by throwing it harder. Whoop. Dude, that was sick. What the heck? Nice putt. Yeah, you can just put that in, and then I'll frame it for an outro. Woo!
Still the best round ever.
Let's go. All right. How'd we do?
We did great. We finished 1 under. I felt like we were playing smarter rather than trying to push everything with fairways and drivers. So I wasn't struggling to find a par. I was able to tap in pars, which still wins out here.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I even talked you into the going for it on this hole with the maul because I wanted to see it.
Right.
Because I know you could have gotten here with it. But like I said, before we even threw, I was like, if this was a tournament, I would say just get par. That would have been 2 down, which would have been 5 strokes better.
Right.
So that's
still
awesome.
still a huge improvement though, so thank you.
What are a couple takeaways that you'll try and bring into the tournament as you're playing it?
I don't have to throw 8 or 9 speed. So like hole 2, for example, we kind of toned it down with the mana. 60% down the fairway, let it ride. Same par as the stag was.
Yeah.
So going down to a mid-range is probably just as good, if not better in some scenarios, than trying to force a fairway.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of my biggest takeaway because my putting was still pretty good. I feel like
putting was
off
huge.
the tee was still pretty good, but definitely with a mid-range, it was much better than trying to force a fairway flat.
Yeah,
so,
sick. Hope you guys enjoyed. Teal, thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you guys want to see more stuff like this, I'll hang out with Teal or find some other people and we'll keep doing this, but I hope you guys were able to learn something too. See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching.